Welcome, listeners. You have tuned in to Up Close at QuinteALIVE. Today we have something special for you. In our midst here in Quinte, a woman is rising, having only began singing on stages 2 years ago and cutting a CD in December 2012. Debbie McLean has it all. The voice, the personality, the beauty. This is just the beginning of a career that you need to watch. At the end of this interview, we have recorded her singing live, and then we've added a piece from her CD. We've saved the best for last. Send us your comments, your likes. Let's meet Debbie now. Welcome, Debbie McLean. We're so pleased to have you today at QuinteALIVE.
Thanks, Marie. I'm glad to be here today.
On this beautiful, cool day for a change.
I know, the heat has been a little too much the last couple days.
It certainly has. Rick Hodgson has been kind enough to lend us his studio under the brand Starlink Sound in Brighton, Ontario. Who knew we had such a fancy studio in these parts? Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, no, it's great that he did this for us. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm in the presence of a budding star. I'm told that you sound like Dolly Parton or Tammy Wynette or a number of other great personalities, that you're a mix of voices. What do you have to say about that?
I think I kind of sound just like myself.
Exactly.
Although it is great to have people say that, I sound like some of the people that I grew up listening to and who were influences of mine. So that's kind of awesome.
That's right. You mentioned Tanya Tucker, Lori Morgan, Waylon Jennings, Dwight Yoakam, and Alabama being some of your favorites.
They are, yes.
Is there a common thread in that? Is it in the lyrics? Is it in the music?
No, because I think they all come kind of from a different genre of country music. Like Waylon Jennings and is more of an outlaw, along with Tanya Tucker. They were more in the outlaw styled music.
I don't even know what that means.
I think a little rougher. Like when you see them and watch them perform, they're more
suffering in there, eh?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, speaking of suffering, I understand you live a charmed life here. You live in Trenton, and your husband and you are actually financial advisors for Sun Life. Talk about a dichotomy of styles.
It is, yes. We just opened, actually, our office in Trenton 3 years ago, and prior to that we were working out of the Belleville main branch, so it's been great having the office just around the corner from the house. So
we were discussing before we started a major project you have on the go with our dear beloved Brett McNaueal and of course Rick Hodgson helping out. That was triggered by Old Toad Gill of Pickering.
That's right.
A worldwide project.
It is. I met Old Toad Gill. Actually, I'm really not sure of his real name, at Pickers Paradise in Colburn. And we were there for a jam. And I walked in, and Betty's like, "This gentleman just bought your CD without listening to it, and you need to sign it for him." So I signed it for him. And after we started jamming, he's like, "You need to be on my CD that I send out to all the troops." And I believe that's Canada, the United States, Great Britain, and Australia that this CD goes out to. And it's a mix of independent artists and also some top named artists on this CD for Christmas songs that goes out to the troops at Christmas time.
So this one has been written and produced already on your part?
Well, it's been written. Brett, myself, and Rick got together, and we come up with an original Christmas song, because that's what was asked. And we're going to be recording it over the next couple weeks. So,
what is the song called?
Years Ago. It's not like Santa Claus and reindeer and snowman type of thing. It's about more of remembering back to memories of when you were a kid at Christmas time. So
there's a history there that people should know of. Now, there's a DVD out of you. What's your DVD called?
CD, actually.
CD, sorry.
CD is Take This Heart.
What's your favorite piece on there?
Oh, My favorite song. I like them all. I really like the ballad on that song, Lonely After You. Brett McNaueal also wrote that song, Lonely After You, and Take This Heart, which is also the first song on the CD. And when he presented the songs to me, I instantly, in the first verse of Lonely After You, I knew I wanted that song on my CD.
Aw.
So, yeah.
He's very talented. I understand even Rascal Flatts has bought his
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
So that's something. We
Yeah.
have many stars in our midst. We need to
We do. Actually,
celebrate them.
This whole area has so many amazing singers and musicians, and a lot of people don't even know about them.
Well, I'm working on it. QuinteALIVE is working on it. So this CD is the genre country. How would you call it?
Yes, it'd be country more with traditional style, not the new country that's more of a rockin' country. It's more in the traditional
poppy
style. Yeah.
Less Shania, more Tania. Tania?
I don't
Tanya.
know.
More.
Oh, Tanya Tucker. Yeah, more of a Tanya Tucker sound. Yeah.
I was trying to rhyme.
Original country sound. Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at all this. Wow, you've been around, Debbie. You have sold at major chains like Sam the Record Man.
Mm-hmm.
So you're out there in the stores.
Yep.
Take This Lonely Heart. But you've been performing everywhere. What's the performance that you've delivered that really strikes you? Which one actually shook you in your booties because it was such a big event? What's the biggest one?
The biggest one so far would be at the CCMR, which is the Country Classic Music Reunion that is put on every year in Trenton. That's actually where I got my start. My husband pushed me on to the open mic stage, and I think there was about 400 people at the open mic that night. And I'm really glad that I didn't know that some of the musicians that were playing the open mic that night were some of Canada's top musicians, because I probably would never have gone up. And I was scared half to death, like literally shaking. But when I got off the stage, I was getting booked for all different other events and other jamborees for that year and for the following year as soon as I finished. So
now, is this long ago or
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, I've only been singing on stage for 2 years.
Well, talking to Brett, he makes it sound like you've graduated from Nashville. So,
oh man,
oh my goodness! So this has been a fast ride.
It has been, and fun.
Yeah,
and I've met a lot of wonderful and really good, kind-hearted, generous people.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, absolutely. We've mentioned a few already. So that was in Trenton, hey? That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was the venue? Where was that held?
It's held at Centennial Park, and I'm actually going to be performing there on the main stage again this year, and that is the long weekend of August.
Wow, I am going to be there. Wow, that's great. Now, but you've performed on stage dozens of times since then.
I have now at different venues. Last year I was at quite a few of the jamborees, and again this year I'm booked for 5 of the jamborees that go on in the southern eastern Ontario circuit, I guess you would say. And also locally in Trenton I'll be doing like Music in the Park and in Brighton and that too.
So what's your dream for this? Just to continue singing, or are you ambitious, or do you even care? Just want to sing your heart out? Or
well, I think anybody, like, they think of bigger things. You know, that doesn't always work out, but I just enjoy singing and playing with the musicians that I've gotten the chance to be able to perform with, because they're some of Canada's top musicians, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah. I found in life that if you're not too ambitious and you don't try to push it too much, it has a life of its own. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yep. No, it is.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people listening to the show that are in the music business or having musical dreams.
Yeah.
Startups, dreamers, the unsung. What would you suggest? Because you're really learning a lot about, this is a 2-year ride. It's been really fast. You're really learning a lot about the industry, probably the game. I have a feeling you're not playing it,
No.
that it's coming to you. What would you recommend? What would be a point of wisdom?
I'm just going to say what I dreamed of as a kid. Like, in reality, I only had 3 different dreams or accomplishments that I dreamed about having, and that was having my own family, being married and having my own children, raising my own children. And then also in the back of your mind, you have this other dream that is way out there that you think of being a performer and a country music artist. You know, you listen to those people on the radio and think, oh, I wish I could be like them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when I'm meeting these people today, they're just like us. You know, they're normal.
Well, that's very authentic, Debbie. It's real. That makes you a very affable performer out there. That's probably one of the attractions that all these people have for you, and audiences. Audiences know. They just know. And I bet you that's an attribute that all of them should look for. What else do you recommend?
Well, I recently had someone ask me, they're working with a younger girl, and she's just starting out in her career doing some of the, you know, local restaurants and that. And they asked, well, what do you suggest that she do so that, you know, she could be seen and heard and hopefully get on some of these jamborees? And the best advice I could say is, like, hit all of those jamborees. Do the open mics. You know, put your name on the list. Wait in line to get up and sing your songs, because you never know who's sitting in that audience. And it could be somebody saying, we want you on our show. And even during the winter time, there's a lot of smaller venues that the Legions or the Lions Clubs put on musically, and they have open mics also. Go to those. You know, it might not, you know, you might not be getting paid, but you got to put yourself out there, you know,
Right.
and you got to do that too. So.
And the good thing is it's always often an after-hour gig.
That's right, yeah.
So
yeah.
you can be serving in a restaurant in the day and do it in the evening.
That's right, that's right. And you know what? Don't do it for the money or the fame, because, you know, it really, none of that's important. I love to talk to the people afterwards and, you know, get their perspective, and I just love chatting with people after. It's very interesting.
Well, a lot is accomplished through music, isn't it? There's nothing like to heal people and to please them.
Oh, yeah.
Like a great tune.
That's right. Well, you can speak to somebody's heart through music that you might not be able to by just words, you know.
I understand you've been playing on radio stations too, as far as Texas.
Yeah, that's right. I've had a few of the local radio stations have picked up my music, and they've put it on their set list, their playlists. And just recently, I got in contact with a few different online country radio stations, and then, you know, that's people that click on that all over the world, right, to listen to music. And they've added my music to their set lists. And just the other day, I had a Texas radio station ask that I send them a few songs to add too. So it's being played in Texas, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really seeing the pleasure on your face with that one. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's exciting when you hear your voice coming out of the dash.
It's weird.
Yeah, the hair must go up in the back of your neck. I remember Elvis Presley describing that the first time. Him and his brother were catching it in the car and freaking out. Did you kind of go crazy when you heard that?
Well, I just sat there and kind of was shaking. It was really odd feeling to hear yourself on the radio. Yeah, but exciting at the same time. You get both emotions going. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? You can't believe what's going on. And I think this is just the beginning. So that's really interesting. I can see that happening more and more. You've done interviews too. What's the Josie Show?
It's the Josie Show is an online radio show. And this just happened over the last week also. I was contacted, and they said, this is the number for the Josie Show. You need to call, and you need to speak to this person, Tina, because you need to be on that show. It's going to be a live interview coming up September 13, I think it's going to be. Yeah, it's a Friday evening. And Josie herself, she's just a young thing. She's only like 18, but she has interviewed some amazing musicians, like some top-notch musicians on her show. She knows what she's doing at 18, so.
Isn't that something?
Yep.
Oh my
for sure.
gosh, the internet is belonging to the young
Yeah,
again.
I know.
Again. Well, it's kind of what we do, but we're not, specialists, but it's kind of what we're doing now. So glad to beat the Josie show by a few months. Oh, geez, that's wonderful. So to get a hold of the CD, I'm understanding, you can buy it online at your site, and we'll post that in the scrolling credits. The hot place to get it is Sam the Record Man in Belleville at the mall,
That's
the
right.
Quinte Mall.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of people are going there to buy it. Of course, there's the Pickers Paradise in Colborne, which is not too far away.
That's right, yeah.
And then we've got the Cottage Cafe in Flinton, which is north of Tweed.
Yep.
But stores are picking up, eh?
Yeah, there's a few stores, yep.
Yeah, we need to
been
get a
great.
shop in Brighton, a shop in Trenton, if not all of them. Anybody who's touching music should be selling your CD, to be honest.
Well, actually, in Trenton, the only place that you would get it in Trenton is if you came into the office, to our Sun Life office, because we have them in the office too. So.
Well, that makes sense.
And I've had people do that. I've had people come into the office and pick up CDs in the office, and then I autograph them for them right there. So.
Musical financial advice. So you're a mother of 4 girls.
Yes.
And your husband Scott is, the leading financial advisor, one of the leading financial advisors in the region.
Yes.
Knows his stuff, knows how to help people save money in this tough time.
Yep.
And make money.
Well, it's all important, right?
Yeah, it's not easy today, is it?
No, it isn't.
No. So he's a big fan of yours, clearly.
Oh, he's my biggest fan, yeah.
Now, your children, your 4 daughters.
Yes.
Any of them got children yet?
One of the oldest girls has 2 boys, so yeah. We're grandparents.
So you look 20-something, and yet and I'm not even flattering you. I can't believe when you told me you had 4 daughters. I don't know what you're eating, Debbie, but you have many years to go on stage.
Well, I chalk that up to good genetics. I still have my grandmother around. She just turned 90. And her mother, which would have been my great-grandmother, she just passed away 6 years ago at 102.
Oh, my gosh.
And both of them are, at 102, she was still healthy. And she hadn't been sick a day in her life until really the last month or 2. Yeah. So,
What is your ancestry? Where do you hail from? Are you Irish or, you know what I mean?
It's a mix of everything, really.
Maybe that's the secret, eh? Have a little bit of everything.
That's right.
Okay, that's silly. Erase that. Well, it's been such a pleasure. What a great interview. We have to do this again, right?
Yeah, no, that would be fun.
We want to follow your career. I think, the best is definitely yet to come.
I hope so.
We're going to play some of your music.
Right.
In fact, maybe we should get Rick to strum a little something with you right away.
Yeah, we can do a little acoustic tune here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Take these arms that held your tender body close to mine, and take this smile that met you every evening at the door, and take the list of broken promises that you once made to me, and take this heart, 'cause I won't need it anymore. People talk, and the things they say can cut you to the bone. But you don't know it's something new to you, and you soon find out the hard way when you find you're all alone, when all that you have left are the things you put me through. Take these arms that held your tender body close to mine, and take this smile that met you every evening at the door, and take the list of broken promises that you once made to me, and take this this old heart taught me long ago to always be aware of those little things in life that come and go. And I thought that I had found the one my heart's been hoping for, but there were too many things that I just didn't know. And take these arms that held your tender body close to mine, and take this smile that met you every evening at the door, and take the list of broken promises that you once made to me, and take this heart, 'cause I don't need it, and you can have it. I just don't need it anymore. So much for goodbyes, you never know how this heart aches. You're leaving us, God, been thinking about the kind of love it takes. You'll never be a witness to this pain you put me through, but it's quiet after midnight, and it's lonely after you. You think that I should call you up and ask you once again, do we give our love another chance, or do we part as friends? Well, you've never been more wrong. You see, there's some things I can't do. Still, it's quiet after midnight, and it's lonely after you. There's a quiet, sad and lonely that you will never know, and the emptiness inside made me decide to let you go. Still, it's hard to be the woman you see, and I know you'll see a few. Still, it's quiet after midnight, and it's lonely after you. So long, we've had a good time, and I hope that you do well. I'll be a little while dusting off these old jeans from all the times I fell. And though you might be there tonight, sharing your love with someone new, it gets quiet after midnight, and it's lonely after you. It still gets quiet after midnight, and it's lonely